Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassie if you're new here, and welcome to Cassie's Castle. For today's video, we are doing a super highly requested video. I get questions about how I grow my social media accounts and all the tips that I have for anyone that is just starting out. So if you're interested, I would say grab a snack because there's gonna be lots and lots of talking today, and enjoy the video. So I'm gonna start with like my tips, like my process, how I started, and then I will get into the questions that you guys asked me. I started my Instagram page in 2018 or 2019. I think it's in 2019, and it was literally just a photo dump page. I just wanted to separate my Disney pictures from my personal pictures. I didn't want to annoy people with like pictures of like my churro and like my baked potato and like just like random things. So that's how I started my account. And then in 2020, obviously Miss Rona came and destroyed us all. I discovered the kind of world of Disney Instagrammers. I had no idea that there was like a whole community for Disney content creators and just like influencers. So I became really invested and fascinated by this kind of niche that I never really knew existed. I did jumping into like content creating with the Disney Bound Challenge, which is always in March, and I had so much free time. I was at home, I wasn't really going anywhere for work. I just kind of put all my free time into creating Disney Bounds and participating in that, and I think that really helped me kind of jumpstart my page, because before then I was just kind of following like random accounts, and then after that I was really gaining followers through the Disney Bound Challenge hashtag, also just like getting reposted and things like that. So that was like such a great way to get started. I kind of just did that for like a year, and I was just kind of posting like whatever I really felt like posting, random pictures. I wasn't really like thinking too much about what I was posting. I was just kind of like having fun with like creating different outfits and like styling things. That's basically how that started. 2021, I decided to really take my page seriously. I remember like right after Christmas in the new year, I was like, okay, we are gonna go full force with this. I feel like I can really grow, and I feel like I can create better content than whatever I was creating before. And in 2021, I started my Instagram account with, I think, 1,000, like a little bit over 1,000 followers, because I know I hit 2,000 followers sometime in January. I ended 2021 with 14,000 followers. So I definitely grew a ton in that year that I decided to like take it seriously. With YouTube, I started my channel in 2020, and I grew to about 3,000 subscribers, I think, in the first year, or maybe like almost 3,000. Then for TikTok, I think I created my TikTok account in 2020, but I didn't take it seriously until probably like August of 2021, and that is when I grew to 13,000 followers. Yeah, it's crazy. That's basically like my background, how I started my account. If you're like new here, or if you're just like stumbling across this video, I am a Disney content creator or influencer. Like obviously that's why I have so much Disney merch. Like that is like the niche that I'm in. And yeah, so if you're like confused, like why is she talking about Disney so much, that's like the niche that I'm in. I feel like these things kind of apply for like any niche or whatever it is that you're trying to do. My biggest tip if you are just starting out is be consistent and make sure that whatever it is that you're posting is quality content. For example, I could just like post a bunch of pictures of like my outfits, but if the lighting isn't good, it's not quality, so you're not gonna grow from that. Consistency is really important. I think I would start with, if you're trying to grow on Instagram, I would say like try and post like every other day, and then maybe get to every single day. So on Instagram, I personally post every single day, either a Instagram photo or a reel. If I, for some reason, maybe don't have content, or if I'm just like don't feel like posting anything, I'll make sure that I'm posting on stories. I post on stories every single day, but like I'll definitely make sure to post on stories the days that I don't post anything like in feed. That is my tip on that. If you're trying to grow on TikTok, I would say try and post every single day if you can. I'm not really good at this. However, I do think Instagram or TikTok is the fastest platform you can grow on. It's the easiest platform to grow on if you post more like quality videos as well. Don't just like post like random, I don't know, like blurry videos. Like if you post quality content, you will definitely see growth faster on TikTok more than any other platform. And then for YouTube, I think also be consistent. I post on YouTube 3 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week if I'm busy, but I try and do 3 times a week. I would love to post 4 times a week, but I don't know, just like it's hard when you're doing like so many different platforms. I can't just like post every day on everything. Just like figure out whatever works for you. Make sure that it's a schedule that makes sense for you. So like if you work a 9 to 5, pick out days of the week where you're not working. So if it's like on a weekend, you're like, okay, I am free on Saturdays. Every single Saturday, I'm gonna make sure that I batch create a bunch of content. And batch creating is basically like if I were to go out and take pictures with like friends or by myself, I'll take like 3, 4, 5 different outfits and I will take all the pictures in one day. That way I just have a bunch of content to kind of get me through a week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, and I can focus on other platforms. I do the same thing with TikTok. I like to batch create. I don't really post on TikTok as consistently as I would like to, but when I'm in the mood to post or to film TikToks, I'll film probably like 3 or 4 TikToks in a day, and then I will just kind of spread them out throughout the week, especially because like my outfit videos on TikTok, sometimes they can take me up to 2 hours, so sometimes I can only do like 1 TikTok. It just takes me so long, so like I try to do like little funny ones in between. I don't know if I'm like really that funny, but like I try and do like different like meme ones or like just anything to like get me through the week. It really helps me honestly to keep a schedule. I think that's like the best way to be consistent. Another commonly asked question is how to take pictures. I have a whole video on how I take pictures in the parks, and I have tips for posing in that video, so I'll make sure to link that below so you guys can watch that if you really need like lots and lots of help on how to take pictures. I would personally say you need to purchase a tripod. You don't have to, like you can definitely like prop your phone up on things, which I do all the time, but I think since buying a tripod for my phone, it has definitely made like filming TikTok so much easier and taking pictures on my own. It just helps a lot. So if you're able to afford one, I would definitely recommend. I think mine was like $20 on Amazon, so I'll have that linked as well for you. When you're trying to take pictures, I would say practice posing like in a mirror. I think that's like my biggest tip is I will literally wear the outfit that I want to take pictures in, and I will stand in front of my mirror and just pose a million different ways, because different poses work for different outfits. And like some outfits like you can show off just by sitting, but then some I like need to be standing, or I need like a certain angle or things like that. So definitely practice doing that. And I also use Lens Buddy. It's an app and it basically will just like take a bunch of pictures. Another thing for posing is just moving naturally. Like if you're just like walking around, fixing your hair, like you can get the best photos that way, especially when you're by yourself. It definitely helps to just like keep moving instead of just like standing still and like putting your hand on your hip and being like this. You know what I mean? Also take all my pictures on my phone. That's another question I get. I don't have like a DSLR or like a crazy camera. I literally take all my pictures on my phone. I film all my TikToks, reels on my phone. The only thing that I use, the G7X Mark II, it's just for vlogs or just like for my YouTube channel, but everything else is on my phone. Let's talk about brand deals. I feel like I could make like a whole video on brand deals because I have learned so much within the last couple of months. Not my first paid brand deal when I was at 3,000 followers. I think I made like $30. I actually had 2 of them that were at my that were $30, and it was 2 different brands. They were like really small businesses, and I mean I feel like the $30 didn't really like benefit me much, but it was like definitely cool to like start seeing money with posts instead of just like doing gifted collabs. I made my first $100 when I was at 5,000 followers, and I actually worked with this company twice, and they did pay me $100. This is all Instagram, by the way. This is all Instagram brand deals. It's so different like how much I make, so I can't just be like, oh yeah, it is the amount and it's always this amount. Like, it's not. I think when you are starting to get brands to reach out, I think you should definitely have a rate, like set a rate for yourself. I don't know how to say this. Like, okay, I am not accepting anything lower than this amount of money. So say for you, maybe it's like $100. I'm not accepting anything under $100 for one Instagram photo. And you just need to make sure that you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't accept it. If they try and give you like $50, be like, no, like this is how much it is. I can negotiate to bring it a little lower for you if you feel like it's too much, but I am not doing it for 50 bucks. You know what I mean? You have to have a like minimum that you're like, okay, you cannot negotiate enough with me to get lower than this number, if that makes sense. I think it really helps. It's super important to like know your worth. I feel like when you're setting a price for yourself or like a rate for yourself, you have to like keep in mind that these brands would have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get advertisements. So say I'm Starbucks, they would have to pay for models, they would have to pay for hair and makeup artists, they would have to pay for the location if it's not like in their building, like it's gonna be like at a photo shoot location, or they would have to pay for like all of those things. They would have to pay for the photographer if they want a videographer, like they're gonna have to pay for someone to manage everything. Like there are so many things that they would have to pay for. So working with influencers and content creators is just so much cheaper, so they can afford to pay you, and plus whatever they're giving you, it's going to go to a specific audience. So if Starbucks wanted to collaborate with me, obviously like my followers would love Starbucks. Like I am guaranteeing them people that love Starbucks, because I love Starbucks and I talk about Starbucks all the time. Like you guys would love an ad for Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? And if they were to put out a Starbucks ad, they aren't guaranteeing that the right people are gonna see it. They're just taking a risk that hopefully the right people that like Starbucks will see their ad, you know what I mean? Whereas if they work with an influencer, it goes directly to people that like Starbucks. All that to say is you have to know your worth. Like I think about how much time it takes me to do my makeup, to do my hair, to pick out the outfits. If it's not a fashion brand and they're not providing me clothing, I have to make sure that I provide the clothing for my photo shoot, and I style it in a way that will highlight the product, not like take away from the product. I have to make sure that I set aside time to go and take my pictures if I'm taking it by myself, if I have to have a friend take the photos for me. Like it's just so much. If I have to go to a location, like the amount of time, and if I have to, I don't drive, so like I would have to pay for Uber, but like if you drive, you would have to pay for gas, like to get to wherever it is to make sure that you get them the right photo. So like there is seriously like so much that goes into creating just one picture, especially if it's an advertisement. At least for me, like I always want to make sure that whatever company is gonna pay me for a sponsored post, like I want to make sure that that product is highlighted in the best way possible, and that it looks good in the ad, and it will make people want to like click on the store or whatever to shop for it, you know? Like I don't want to just create bad content and they don't see any outcome from it. Like I want them to see an outcome, that way they will want to work with me again, you know? It's your best interest to make sure that whatever content you create for them, it looks good, you know? And that you are compensated for those things. Of course, numbers play a big impact. Like at 5,000 followers, I wouldn't be charging like $700. Like it just doesn't make any sense with the amount of followers I have and the engagement that I have. But say you have 5,000 followers, but you're getting like 5,000 likes per photo, like that is like 100% engagement. So you could probably charge that much. I know at 5,000 followers, I was not bringing in 5,000 likes, so like I can't charge like thousands and thousands of dollars for a picture. Set a minimum and know your worth, know how much. And honestly, if a brand doesn't want to give you a rate and you guys can't come to an agreement on the payment, then working with that brand is not worth it. There's gonna be so many other brands that email you. Trust me, I get so many emails every single day from like different companies, and I turn down like 80% of them, probably 90% of them, because I barely do brand deals, because I either don't really like the product that they are trying to give me, or I don't like the rate that they're trying to offer. There's so many brands that I don't work with, and there's so many brands that do, and there are brands that will pay you your rate. Right brand will pay you. I will say, I think gifted collabs are definitely great, especially in the beginning when you're first starting out. Say it's a bigger brand and they just want to gift you things, then that is so nice in exchange for posts. Like, I think it's also a great way to like practice for when you have like big companies trying to pay you, like you know exactly how to like take the photos and all of that. I also think that working with small shops, especially this is really popular within the Disney community, is being like a brand rep for Disney small shops. I think those are great. I will say there's some small shops that I feel like take advantage of creators. No small shop should be making you purchase a product to promote. I don't care if they give you 50% off, 80% off, like you should not be paying for anything. And that goes for small shops, that goes for big brands. Like, if they are making you pay for something, that is a scam, and you should not be paying for a product to then promote just to say like you're a brand rep. Like, no, don't do that. Now, how to make money. I feel like this is something that everyone wants to know, is like how to make money off of this business. Essentially, you are creating a business for yourself and you decide to kind of be a content creator or influencer. Obviously, you can just turn down all brand deals and be like, I only want this to be like a fun place for me. I don't want to make it my job. I literally just want to do this for fun. And that's totally fine. If you're someone that wants to market off of your hard work, then I say do it. These are the ways that I personally have made money through social media. For YouTube, I do make money off of the ads that are played in my videos. When you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you need both. I know I hit 1,000 subs before I hit 4,000 watch hours, so you need to make sure that you do both, and you can apply to be in the like Google AdSense whatever, and then they will accept you. I don't really know how it works, but monthly I make money off of my YouTube videos. The other way I make money is TikTok actually has a TikTok creator fund, and you have to hit 10,000 followers in order to be in that. I do make money off of that, but I will say that the money that I make on that is way less than what I make on YouTube. It's crazy because I have way more followers on TikTok than I do on YouTube. Instagram actually has YouTube Reels bonuses, which is something new that they've created. However, this is something that you need to be invited to. I have never been invited to it, which is so sad. I would love to make money off of my Reels because I post so many, but I honestly have no idea how to get invited. If I did, I would have been invited already. So those are like the in-app kind of profits that you can make. Obviously, brand deals are a great way to make money, sponsorships, whatever. I charge for TikToks, I charge for Instagrams, I charge for YouTube, like little YouTube ads in the beginning, which I haven't had one yet, but I do have a rate for it when I do. And then I also charge for stories and Instagram Reels, so you can literally profit off of all of those things. Sometimes brands will ask for like a bundle deal, like I want one TikTok, an in-feed post, and some stories, and then you can give them maybe like a discounted rate for doing so many, you know? So there's different ways that you can make money through that. I talked about affiliate link. With small shops, I do make commission off of only like 2 or 3 small shops. That is super cool. And then you can also make money through affiliate links through Like to Know. So Like to Know is another app that I use. Basically, anytime there's like a Loungefly on Shop Disney, or if I see cool merch that I think I'm gonna buy or that you guys would like, I will literally just post the link onto like my stories usually, and then anyone that makes a purchase, I make a small commission off of it. Those are pretty much all the ways that I make money off of social media, which is really cool that I have been able to like profit off of this, which is really crazy. Those are basically all the details that I have about my pages, how I post. I think the biggest way I grew, especially on Instagram, since that's my biggest platform, was with Reels. If you can get like Reels to pop off, I don't really have like a strategy to how to do this, but I think if you post consistently, I think Instagram kind of takes note of that. Same with like TikTok and YouTube. Like the more consistent you are, the more they'll want to push out your stuff because they know you'll keep producing content. Yeah, that's like the biggest way I grew. And if you're really focusing on growing your Instagram and you're struggling, I would say use TikTok to grow, since that's such an easy app to grow on, I would say post on TikTok, try and grow there, and then redirect people to your Instagram, redirect people to your YouTube, like cross promote yourself across your platforms. Make sure your platforms kind of all make sense so they'll want to follow you. On my accounts, like, you know, you're gonna get Disney content, you're gonna get fashion content, you're gonna get beauty content, lifestyle content, like you're gonna get all of that across all my platforms, and I make sure that it's cohesive so that way people will want to follow me on my other platforms, if that makes sense. I also use TikTok a lot to be like, okay, new vlog is up on my YouTube channel, because I really want to grow my YouTube, and I feel like that's such a good way to do that. Oh, the boyfriend's calling.
What are you doing?
Filming.
Go outside real quick.
Why?
The delivery. I got a jacket.
Oh.
Go get it for me.
Wait, me? You guys, look who's at my doorstep. My boyfriend got me some flowers. I love them. They're so pretty. Okay. Oh, that made me so happy. Okay. What were we talking about? I don't even know. So now let's get into some questions that you guys asked. I'm gonna try and just like pick some that were like super common. Someone asked, is it easier to really stick to one niche? And I think it's easy to like jumpstart your page when you're in one niche. Okay, so say you're a Disney creator. I feel like there's so many different like sub niches in Disney. So for me, I usually post fashion. I post a lot about fashion. I love my Loungeflies and my ears and how to style them and things like that. So fashion, I feel like, is like the biggest niche that I have, but I feel like there's Disney beauty and there's Disney like news, Disney food. Like, you could be so many different sub niches within Disney, but I don't think you need to stick to just one thing. Like, I sometimes will post about like different coffee shops that I've been to, and like especially on YouTube I really post like a lot of vlogs, like weeks in my life, and I'll talk about more than just like Disney stuff. Like, I'll show you guys like me going to work, or me going out with friends, doing things that are not Disney related. I don't know if that answered your question, but I don't think you have to be in just one niche in order to grow. How do you get used to / comfortable with posting on social media? I feel like you can get comfortable with posting on social media just by like starting to do it. I feel like the biggest question people ask is like, how do you start? And it's literally just starting. Like, just post your first photo, and like maybe it's not the best, but eventually you'll get better at it and improve your content. Like, my content now is nothing like it was when I first started. I told you it was like a photo dump. Like, it was just all over the place. It didn't make any sense. It was just like whatever. And the photos I was taking during quarantine, like I was literally just in my bedroom just taking pictures and finding different spots around my house. Practice and you'll get better at it. You'll get more comfortable with it. If you're trying to be an influencer, I would say post like you're an influencer. Start talking to the camera on your stories. Like, what does your favorite influencer do that you really like, that they're doing? Like, oh, I love when she tells us stories about Disney, or I love when she does her makeup in the morning on her stories, or if she goes live while doing her makeup, or whatever. Like, what is it that you love about those creators, and start applying them to yourself. Don't copy someone. I want to copy someone because then you don't stand out, but try and do what they do and make it your own. Kind of like fake it like till you make it, you know? Like, if you're someone that struggles with self-confidence, pretend you're confident and eventually you will be confident. Another question, how do you start a YouTube channel? Literally the same way. I would say, yeah, you want to create like a profile picture. You need to get a banner. I find mine off of Canva. It's not that good, but like it is what it is. And then you can start practicing how to make thumbnails. I feel like my thumbnails back then were just so bad, but the more you practice, the better they'll get. But literally just start posting, and that's how you start a channel. What keeps you motivated? I've always just loved the creative art form, I guess you could say, of taking a picture or of creating a video. I've always loved that, and so I feel like it just makes it very easy for me because I really love it. And I also love what I'm talking about. I love talking about clothes and makeup and Disney stuff. Like, I love all of that. So like, I don't mind spending 2 hours on one TikTok because I loved the outcome of that TikTok. I feel like if you're someone that just doesn't enjoy taking pictures, then this is not the right field to be in. If you don't like taking videos, I feel like video content is like the biggest thing right now. So if you don't enjoy doing that, I feel like it's gonna be so much harder for you to grow because you don't like it, and it's gonna be evident that you don't like it because you either don't do it or what you're doing is like not very good. You're not giving it your 100%. Someone asked how to edit, and I have a full video on how I edit my Instagram photos, so I am going to leave that link below so you can watch that. For TikTok, I film and edit all my TikToks on the TikTok app. For YouTube, I edit all my videos on iMovie. Someone asked what to post when you have no content. If you don't have any content, then make content. That's basically all I have to tell you, is you're gonna have to make some content eventually. If there's like a day where you just like, oh, I don't have time this week to create content, then be interactive in some other way with your followers. I feel like engagement is the most important thing when having social media platforms. The followers are great, but if you have 20,000 followers and you only get like 200 likes, the engagement is very low, and brands really look at that when they are trying to figure out what content creators they want to work with. A good way to know is you should have, I think good engagement is like 10%. So if I have 1,000 followers, I should be getting 100 likes. Each post obviously fluctuates. How to get good engagement is by talking on your stories, interacting with your followers. If there's a way that you can connect with your audience, maybe through Instagram Live or TikTok Live, just finding different ways that you can interact with your followers, respond to comments, respond to DMs as much as possible is a great way to have good engagement. And if you don't have content, then you should be doing those things. Someone asked, how can I create Disney content without going to the parks often? I don't go to the parks very often. I feel like it seems like I do because I'm always like posting pictures like at the parks. Whenever I go to the parks, I take about 4 or 5 different outfits, and I will just create a bunch of content while I'm there, or take pictures of like my food, or like, I don't know, just like take a bunch of pictures. When you come back, you have a bunch of park photos that you can post and it'll last you a while. Besides like park photos, like if you've noticed, most of my content on my page on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is at home. Like I post a bunch of videos and pictures from home. I will film all my TikToks in my bedroom. I take a lot of pictures in my neighborhood or at different locations in the city that I live in. You just like have to make the best out of whatever you have. And I also feel like that helps you stand out. Like I feel like if you're a Disney content creator and all you do is post park photos, like sometimes it just like seems repetitive because so many people do that, and obviously there's nothing wrong with doing that. But I think what helps separate me from other creators is that I post a lot of content at home, and most of my photos are from at home. You don't have to be in the parks to be a Disney content creator. You don't have to go to the parks at all to be a Disney content creator. How do you know what hashtags to use? I honestly have no idea. I wake up in the morning and I get ready to post my photo, and I literally just make up hashtags as I go. What was the biggest struggle when finding brand deals? I know people always, at least on TikTok, people always talk about like, you need to reach out to brands to get collabs, and honestly every time that I've reached out to a brand, I have either been ghosted or they just like don't want to pay me. I've had more success off of like just brands reaching out to me. So if you want brands to reach out to you, make sure you have your email somewhere like on your platforms. That way it's easy for them to contact you. I feel like the biggest struggle is getting a response if you're gonna like reach out to brands. And then also like one thing I really had to learn was to like really stand my ground, negotiate. How to balance having fun and getting content stuff done. I have a hard time focusing. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, I have so much fun creating content, so that's why I don't feel like it's work at all. Like I really enjoy it. Like I'm filming this video because I want to film this video, not because I'm not like dragging myself out of bed to film this right now. Like this is fun for me. I love talking to you guys. You have to really enjoy what you're doing. You have to enjoy every process of it. How do you find confidence to Disney bound when adulting? I personally, like I talked about confidence earlier, I just don't care what people think. I'm sure there's thousands and maybe millions of people that hate Disney adults or think that like whatever I'm doing right now is really weird, like talking to a camera, and that's totally fine. Like I do not care. And if there are people in your life that feel that way about the stuff that you do, then those people don't deserve to be in your life. And I have learned that so much throughout my life. Like, there's just certain people that just don't deserve your time and your energy. So why would you give them that? If you like what you're doing, then nothing else matters. Hello, I'm editing. I just also wanted to say that if you are like really nervous about posting like Disney bounds or like Disney content, I would say start a brand new page and don't follow anyone that like you know personally. That way you can feel a little bit more secure in the fact that like no one you know is following you. So yeah, I would recommend doing that as well. How do you balance everything in life? It can get overwhelming, and I completely agree. It's definitely overwhelming, especially because I try and do 3 platforms while working 2 jobs. Like, it is definitely a lot, and there was definitely a point probably like in the last 2 months I was just exhausted because of how much work I had. Honestly, like, creating the content is like the fun part of my day, so I just get excited to do it, if that makes sense. I've been talking forever. I feel like I've been here for hours, but that is it for today's video. I hope you guys found it very helpful. That is it for today's video. If you have any other questions, I hope I answered everyone, but if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments and I will try and get back to you. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow me on all my platforms if you want to see more from me. Love you so much, and I wish you luck on your content creator influencer journey. Okay, love you guys. Bye guys.